my friends. It is your friend, CryptoFace. And we got a couple things to talk about. First off, I have an apology to make. I thought I uploaded a video yesterday. Made the video, uploaded it on YouTube, and I guess I never hit the publish button. But who cares? So let's talk about today. I knew a guy one time that told me, never get attached to anything you cannot walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat around the corner. And then he said, I'd like to punch you in the face. I'd like to punch you in the face. And he was every movie that man was in was forever ruined. I'd like to punch you in the face. But the guy had a point. In this business especially, you should never, in our business, I'm not talking about selling bricks or selling, fucking candy, or if you're a window salesman. I'm talking about in this business, trading crypto, this crypto shit. Never get into an altcoin, a trade that if you spot the heat around the corner, if you feel the heat coming around the corner, that you cannot get out of that shit in 30 seconds or less, because on second 31 it's too late. And it's been like that more now than ever before. More now than ever before. In fact, you don't even have that time. You don't even have that amount of time. So, in my opinion, there's only one way to be. And that is a cross breed of two animal spirits. In fact, one of them's a bug. And that is the mix of a roach and a pig. Right now, you should be trading like a roach pig. A roach, as in you get in, and as soon as you're in basically as soon as you're in profit, you get out. A pig, take 30% often of your gains and put them away, store them away. Roach pig. Now that being said, let's get into the price action right now. Taking a look at the OG spider lines. The spider lines, in fact, from the pendulum of 2019. The original spider lines. Well. Look where we exactly to the dollar touch and bounce. Right on it. And, if there was any form of legs, with Bitcoin right now, we would probably come up to 97,000. But since it is totally empty, I doubt that we would even see half of that. If Bitcoin is lucky, if there's enough dumb, foolish buyers to even buy us up to 94,000, it would get smashed right back down and it'll continue down. So in my opinion, it's at best we're able to crawl up to 94 before we continue down. There's a reason why I like going on vacation so much. I'm not a big, I don't like traveling. I don't like going to places. I'm very happy. I'm happy where I am, and I'm happy at home. But there's nothing like trading on vacation. Why? Because if you can't spot your trade, if you can't spot a high probability confident trade in 30 seconds, then walk away. The 6 hour tapped it twice. And again, on the lower time frames, it only shifts because the lines forget where they are. As the candles get divided into a bunch of small ones, it just chooses the center. So that's why the lines move a little bit. But from the 6 hour on up, it's the exact same. The dual band strength index. Steady bear strength on the daily to the downside. A little whimper of a 19 on the bull. Now, today, normally I would maybe long this. Cloudflare is down, or Cloudflare's hacked today. They're not going to say that. But Twitter is down because of it. ChatGPT is down because of it, and many, many more. So that might impact, that might be like a mini swan, a mini black swan. What puppy? Somebody wants to go outside. You want to go outside, my little boy? I should be recording this video outside. It's raining outside. Now, back to where we were. If you cannot walk out, if you cannot sell your shitcoin in 30 seconds if you spot the heat around the corner, then you're an asshole. And you probably look like this guy who just realized that he's never going to be able to get married. He's never going to have a marriage and a healthy family. Why? Because if this guy is able to move just like that, then how is this guy going to keep up. And please his woman and give his family the attention that it needs at the same time. But does he even give a shit?
That's an interesting point.
Nah. In fact, we gotta hear it from the source itself.
Guy told me one time, don't let yourself get attached to anything you are not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat around the corner.
I want to punch you in the face. I want to punch you in the face.
Now, if you're on me and you got to move when I move, how do you expect to keep a marriage?
That's a very good point. I got 3 dead bodies on a sidewalk on Venice Boulevard. Now, that being said, man, the price went down low. Can I get this thing out of here? Do I have to click allow to get this thing out of here? For Pete's sake, it's throwing me off. There we go. Okay. Boy, I hope we're still recording. Are we even recording? Okay, good. Folks, I'm going to tell you something. And I'm only sharing this with you because it's how I really feel. And this isn't something that I've come to a conclusion on recently. This is something I've pondered on, analyzed, spoken with others about, spoken with what I consider the most intelligent, sharp, men that I work with, business partners, such forth. And a couple of us had an agreement that this year would be possibly and probably the last one, the last go at this crypto shit, where we're gonna see this type of bullish action. And I think it's a for sure thing, especially with altcoins. And here's what I mean. I'm not saying Bitcoin's gonna go to zero, but a lot of coins, a lot of chains, no matter what kind of business practice they're doing, their token is going to go to shit. And there's nothing there's nothing they can do about it. Because they're totally separate. It's a totally separate thing. You can have the most amazing chain and token that's doing legitimate business and legitimate things. But unless there is a serious force of buys coming in every single day, then the sells won't be. It ain't gonna work. The 64K top forever thing, that was kind of like a pretense, a foreshadowing of the final 4-year cycle. And that's what we have here. We have the final fourth of the 4-year cycle. And, you know, sure, Bitcoin can stay. Sure, Ethereum can stay. Maybe a couple others. The value of transacting easily and independently, that has great value. But I think we're going to see more sells, more selling aggressively all across the board. And it's all right. You know, listen, no one likes hearing bearish talk. It's quite unpopular. You get less views, you get more hate, and you don't really get the accolades for it either. You know, you go to the traders' timelines who've been pretty much dead on accurate with this price action, and you go through it. I mean, that's all they get is, and even when they're right, it's not like the people that were telling them they were oh so wrong and they're going to be so wrong. None of them go back and say they apologize and they were acting out of line and that you know the other person was right. I think it's a real possibility that this cycle was and is the last the last hoorah before major thinning. And that's that's a good thing. It's going to be a good thing because thin it out. Next year, at the end of next year, we'll be able to pinpoint a few, buy a few, and you know, maybe Bitcoin and Ethereum, and you know, maybe Tron, maybe Solana. I don't know. Can have their own rallies. But if you bought like at all-time highs, if you bought at your shit token highs, you're toast, and you're holding on for maybe a better day, man. You're gonna be toast. You're gonna be toast. Anyways, let's get back to the charts here. So, damn. I mean, damn. We've had, what now, 4 weekly candles red. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on the 4th right now. Barely. This one was barely green. Really, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going on 7. You go to Heiken Ashi's, which is a smoother averaged candle. Actually, the preferred candles of the Japanese bloodline who created these candles, the original candle, they prefer Heiken Ashi. Really, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going on 6. Yeah. 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 Where's those EMAs, man? Where'd those go? Son of a gun. Let me see. Thought I saved these. Okay. Every pattern, that every test, it's breaking down. Every channel, it's breaking down. We have inward curvature on the VWAP oscillation. The momentum hasn't pinched. It's gotten thin, and it just looks like it's about to break away to the downside again. It's the possibility of price maybe coming back up again to 94,000. I think that's possible today. I think 94,000 is possible. And then down we go. We got a little big boy, bit boy green dot. And on this last one, it barely was able to come up. Again, in bear runs, you don't just long green dots like bull runs. Big green dot doesn't mean price go up. It just means, I mean, price typically does go up, but you want the price to go up a lot, not a temporary bottom. You know, these green dots right now are mostly temporary bottoms, where it'll go sideways for a little bit, maybe up a little bit, and then just get cracked back down. Yeah, it's over, folks. It's over. It's the bull market's over. You've had 3 years. If you haven't been able to make money from $15,000 Bitcoin up to 126,000, I don't know what to tell you. There's nothing else you're going to be able to do. There's nowhere else you can go. If you haven't made money and been putting away money for the last 3 years, that's your fault. That's your fault. You're supposed to be piggies. Piggies. And piggies have piggy banks. I'm a piggy. I'm a pig with the head of a roach. And you know, when these just like them roaches, when the lights turn on and they spot the heat, they dash instantly. So when you enter that trade and you see it's in the green, take it and run and wait for the next one. Take it and run, wait for the next one. Ethereum, slightly below the 3,000 spider line. And this looks like, man, gosh, this looks so bad. This looks so bad. This looks so bad. Like at the time where momentum is supposed to be curving up and we're supposed to see a bounce, there is not. There's like no fight in it. You see this? Okay. You see how this starts to clip and it doesn't clip like this? It's not strong enough to clip. It's just about to give way again. This is going to give way again. Inward curvature on the VWAP oscillation. Inward curves. What do inward curves do? An inward curve continues to inwardly curve. Womp. Yeah. Yeah. You had 3 years. We had 3 years, and it's okay. The massive selling, and you know what happens? Here's the thing, is the bear market doesn't just do this. It goes boom, and then it goes up, and then boom, and then goes up, and then boom, and then goes up. But in the beginning, it crushes everyone. In the beginning, it crushes real bad. and then it gives you a little bit of hope, and then it crushes you again. And then it gives you a little hope, and then it crushes you again. It's the same every time. It's the same every time. And every single day, there's going to be folks posting a new reason of why that day is going to be the bottom for Bitcoin, or that day is going to be the bottom for Ethereum, and why that's the time to buy. That's the time to buy. And they may be right a couple times for a couple trades short term. Now, if you were listening to old CryptoFace like our friend Warren Buffett, you'd have been siphoning money into Google. Charlie! Rest in peace, Charlie. Now, Warren Buffett's been selling, all the big guys have been selling for a while now. And he apologized. He was kind of mad at himself that he didn't buy more into Google before, and it makes total sense. He sold Apple, he bought into Google. Why? It's very simple. Apple isn't on the cutting edge of new technology anymore. They're just making thinner and lighter phones now. Google is running machines that are giving us visions into the multiverse and shit. Google has machines that are communicating with demonic spirits and shit. Which one do you think, has a longer future? Google. It's the business we have chosen. Boy. It's going to be a fun year of Michael Saylor memes coming up. I'm looking forward to those. Yeah, I would be shocked if we see over 94,000, but I think we can see at least 94,000. But if we do see 97, I'd be like, wow. There's a few more humans than I thought there may be. But it's going to be the prime time, the prime trades are at open right now. Not at night, not during the Chinese market, but at market open. What time is it right now? Shit, it's 3 minutes until the market opens. And then actually 15 minutes after that is the real market open. So, if you cannot spot a trade in 30 seconds that jumps out to you, then walk away and do something else for the day. Maybe have a rule to check 3 times a day, in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night. If you can't see the setup in 30 seconds, then there ain't one for you. That's pretty much all I got to say today, folks. And I know I still owe the Western time zone folks a bingo. The Europeans and the Eastern people that are with me at 3 a.m. in the morning got their bingo. So I guess for one final message, I'll leave you with this.
Well, that's an interesting point. What are you, a monk?
I have a woman.
What do you tell her?
I tell her I'm a salesman.